name's Brendan Turvey. I'm a low carbon project manager here in NatureScot. So I manage various projects which aim to help us deliver net zero in Scotland. And these are mainly focused on green finance and renewable energy. It's so varied, it's quite hard to actually give you an average day. I work in quite a wide range of projects. So one day I could be working with a group of wind farm developers and some planning authorities on a group of wind farms. And then the next day I'd be working on something like biodiversity metrics. So we're working at the moment with Scottish Water, SSE and other private businesses to try and develop a standard set of biodiversity metric. Or it could be working with organisations like Landscape Enterprise Networks. So working with businesses who are doing business-to-business trades to deliver nature-based solutions to climate change. But yeah, very varied portfolio of work, and no 2 days are the same. I think for me, there's probably three main things. One is the variety that I've just talked about. It's never boring. It's very varied. Sometimes it's so varied, it's quite hard to get your head around it. You sort of jump from topic to topic, and it sometimes takes a while to kind of get your brain into a different headspace. But the variety is the first thing. Second is probably the people. I guess people who are working in the nature climate space are all fairly like-minded. We're all here because we believe in the cause. And generally working with people in the sector is good fun. And I suppose the third is actually about that unifying purpose that we have both in the organisation but across the other organisations and businesses that we work with, is we're all driven by climate change and the nature crisis and a desire to try and tackle both. So that sense of a common purpose, I think, is really satisfying. Yeah, so I did geography and the usual sciences, so chemistry, biology, physics, and maths as well. I had no idea where I was going with that, but I applied to do a degree in geography at Edinburgh. So I did my degree straight after school. And again, I left my degree not really quite knowing what I was planning to do with it. So I went and volunteered in Tanzania on a conservation project for 3 months. And that then brought me back to the UK to work on a master's degree at Edinburgh as well. And I guess my career kind of followed on from that. That volunteering experience definitely changed the kind of course of my life and my career, and that's what set me on the path, I suppose, to get into nature conservation, climate change, and so I always quite enjoyed being in the outdoors, but I wasn't massively connected to nature in a way that I am now. I didn't really appreciate what we have in Scotland before travelling abroad. I think there's probably four main things I would say if I had the chance to say this to myself. The first is to follow your heart and your interests. The second is don't be afraid to change course. So I've taken at least 3, quite significant changes in my career direction. The third, spend as much time in nature as you can. It's so restorative. It's so much better for your health and well-being and your productivity. And then the fourth one is go and change the world. I'm relentlessly optimistic as a person. And I think if we are optimistic and we're positive about the future, people will follow us. And I'm really excited about the potential for the next generation, the sort of the Greta Thunberg generation, who I think really get climate change, are really passionate about it and really want to try and change the way things work. And I think if that generation can capture that positivity and that enthusiasm, I think people will follow.